be discussing the Jordan 3 Fragment as well as the Jordan Cadence Fragment. Specifically, we will be discussing some release info, some background information on the sneaker, how to cop, and of course, like always, some resale predictions for everything at the end of the video. The Jordan 3 and Jordan Cadence Fragment will both release on September 17th, which isn't too far away. Some raffles are postponed, but they are expected to open again sometime on Monday, as there is no word of delay for any other retailers as of yet. If there is an official delay, I will keep you guys updated though. The retail for the Jordan 3 will be $190 and the retail for the Cadence Jordan will be $130. Regarding resale, we will cover that towards the end of the video as always, and regarding stock, unfortunately you could expect this to be extremely low, but still greater than the original Jordan 1 Fragment collaboration. Regardless, expect these to be quite a difficult cop. But now with the release info out of the way, let's jump into the background information for this Jordan Fragment collab, and if you strictly want to jump to the how to cop, that's understandable as well. Feel free to skip to the time on the screen right now, but for the rest of you, let's jump right into this. Fragment Design is an imprint from Japanese multidisciplinary artist and designer Hiroshi Fujiwara. Fragment has allowed Fujiwara to bring together consultancy, design, marketing, and culture. The imprint now sits on an intersection between contemporary lifestyle and culture, and even serves as a historical archive of streetwear. The brand has paved the way for Fujiwara to collaborate with some of the biggest names in the fashion industry and across product ranges, from watches to electronics. The iconic double lightning bolt heralds the arrival of likely hyped Fragment collab and has been spotted on brands like Converse, Moncler, Neighborhood, Levi's, Stussy, and Supreme, making its way into the sneaker and menswear to become one of the most sought-after collaborators in the business. Fragment also allowed Fujiwara to partner with Starbucks on everything from takeaway cups to loyalty cards, and even a concept store in Tokyo in 2011. For Fujiwara and fans, one of the most respected ongoing collaborations has been with Nike, as the designer frequently teams up with Tinker Hatfield and Mark Parker on the Swoosh's HTM project. Now, back in December 2014, we got to see the Jordan 1 Fragment release for $165. Now, it resells for several $1,000s. In just a few days, we have yet another collaboration which contains two sneakers. Self-described cultural DJ Hiroshi Fujiwara has been credited with a lot, including the pivotal role he played starting and defining streetwear fashion as it is known today. But he's still earning his props, and this latest collab represents the second chapter of his work with the Jordan brand after their highly coveted Jordan 1 collaboration back in 2014. Along with two other footwear pieces and an apparel collection, this Jordan 3 rounds out the Fragment and Jordan collaboration by applying Fujiwara's attention to detail to one of the most beloved Jordan silhouettes, the Jordan 3. The black and white Orca color scheme plays on his earlier Nike work, while a fully spelled out stock keeping unit on the midsole draws a connection between the art and business of streetwear, something he's mentioned in multiple interviews. A stamped Fragment logo appears above the midsole and again underneath a translucent Jordan logo on the heel to make a tasteful but subtle imprint. The Jordan Air Cadence, on the other hand, blends modern craftsmanship with subtle heritage-inspired design elements to create a sporty and streamlined design built for life on the go. Visible Nike Air Tech in the heel gives you impact cushioning, while a plush collar and tongue combined with a molded footbed to keep you comfortable all day long. A low-top silhouette and heel pull tab ensure an easy fit so you can lace up and keep it moving. This special edition colorway is a shared effort from longtime collaborator Fragment, featuring subtle co-branding and shades of particle gray. And now, with the background information out of the way for both of these, let's jump into how to cop these. Let's talk about how you could get your hands on one of these pairs. Kicking it off, you can actually get started on copying these right now by entering in Raffles. They are not exclusive to Nike, so there are going to be more raffles available as we approach the 17th. To start, I have listed a few on my Twitter, KeithAdam10. Feel free to follow me there for updates. Also, regarding any shock drops or urgent information, they open them up a little early and most of them are temporarily postponed, but some you can enter now. They should reopen Monday morning at latest, and there should also be some more raffles coming up, so feel free to follow my Twitter again, Keith Adam 10, to stay updated on that, and also subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on all hyped releases in general. Obviously, when it comes to these raffles, you'll want to make as many entries as possible, but you'll also have to jig your information to ensure that the algorithms do not filter out your entries. To efficiently do this properly, feel free to watch this video right here that I made, where I also teach you guys how to set up a catch-all email, which is extremely useful even when it comes outside of entering raffles. Now, moving on from the raffles, this is going to be your #1 chance for copying these by far. Nike sneakers. Not only is the most stock allocated to Nike sneakers by a significant amount, but they also have been doing an incredible job with stopping bots recently. The minimal amount of success that bots do get on these very hype drops is solely deriving from browser modes, which prevents mass tasks from being ran like it used to before. So if you don't cop, don't scapegoat bots. Instead, scapegoat supply and demand, basic economics. There's a reason these black and white Orca Jordans sell for this much money despite being very mundane and just having the branding. Now, what exactly is the most efficient way to cop these off of Nike sneakers manually? Well, first, it's important to be aware of the type of release. There are multiple releases, these of which include the Flow release, Dan release, and Leo release. Flow is a first come first serve, typically found when you see a sneakers cam, AR hunt, or scratch drop, etc. Dan is a draw, normally 10 minutes within the United States. And finally, Leo, which looks very similar to a first come first serve drop, but is actually a 2 to 3 minute draw in disguise. Leo stands for Let Everyone Order. Although this drop is extremely hyped, it is currently loaded as a Leo drop. It is very possible that this may change. They have changed before last minute, that of which I'll keep you guys updated for, but as of now, it remains as a Leo drop. This means that your goal should be to enter in as many accounts as possible within 2 to 3 minutes. The more you could enter, the higher your chances of winning will be. But it's not quite that simple either. When it comes to very, very hype drops just like this, such as Off-White, Travis, Jordan 1 highs, etc., filtering of Nike sneakers accounts is quite high. In order to combat this, you will need to prime your sneakers accounts very similar to what you would do when you prime your Gmail accounts when trying to avoid those terrible fading captchas. On the other hand, when it comes to Nike sneakers accounts, in order to generate activity, you could favorite multiple products, click the share option on multiple products, watching street sneakers videos or any of those sneakers stories that you see, just essentially engaging with the content that they put out on each and every one of your accounts on the Nike sneakers app. All of your activity is tracked and it is put into account when you are entering all of these accounts into the draws or Let Everyone Order drops. And simply going for drops as well. Believe it or not, taking L's actually increases your chances of winning as well as receiving exclusive access too. But you cannot only go for drops and receive L's in order to win future drops. Again, it is very important that you increase activity on these accounts with the methods I have already mentioned to you guys. Essentially, your goal should just be to seem like a normal individual perusing sneakers on a daily or bi-daily basis leading up to the drop. Now, if you do need to make more accounts, remember that Nike requires SMS verification and you can't use the same number twice, unfortunately, so you will have to ask a friend if you could use their phone number and ask them for the verification code after they receive it. However, if you rather not bother your friends or you simply just want a significant amount of pre-verified Nike sneakers accounts for this drop or any future draws or Leo drops, etc., feel free to check out my site, TARS. The link for that is in the description below for pre-verified Nike sneakers or Adidas account. As for some unconfirmed potential drops with Nike sneakers out of the way to look out for as well, there are a few Shopify sites that tend to drop very hyped items just like this, but none of them have unfortunately announced that they will be dropping. If any of them do plan on posting, because some of them may not, it should be on the 16th, so we won't exactly know until that date if any of these are going to be dropping, but the ones I would expect to have potential drops would be Undefeated and also Dover Street Market London and Dover Street Market New York eFlash, all of which are Shopify, which are going to be extremely difficult to hit manually unless you do have an autofiller extension and a monitor. The majority of drops drops are raffles, unfortunately, for this one, but if there are any other first come first serve drops that do get confirmed, we will know closer to the 16th. If anyone does need proxies for this release or any others, follow Kit Proxies on Twitter to be notified of any restocks or discount codes of the most reliable and fastest residential proxies. The link for that is in the description below as well. Now, regarding resale predictions for these, I think this one is pretty obvious to say the least. Although they won't be as profitable as the Jordan ones, the profit margin from these is still absolutely ridiculous on the Jordan 3s. A no-brainer, of course, to go full throttle on all sizes. As for the Candence Jordans, I also suggest going full throttle on all those sizes as well. There is a significant amount of demand on them, and the retail is only $130, which leaves plenty of room for a great margin, and unfortunately not nearly as profitable as the 3s, but regardless, you should still be going for every size you can get when it comes to these. The bottom line is you should go full throttle on both pairs, any size. But anyway, good luck on this drop. That is going to conclude it for today's video. We're all going to need the luck, unfortunately. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy or you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on all these hyped releases. And again, my Twitter is KeithAdam10 for any urgent updates or raffles. Remember, if you guys do need proxies or Nike sneakers accounts, be sure to check the links in the description for TARS and Kit Proxies. With that, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck, of course.
The F to the double O, even a T. Get that big foot away from me. Get your foot on my foot. Ah. Why are you hurting me with your foot? Can't you find someone else?